Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Air Hauler 2 with me, you heard 37. So our last flight, we went from Myrtle Beach in the Barren. The 58 was terrible, man. Went down to the Jacksonville area. Was it KHEG? Ended up basically just crashing the plane. And so I had this girl, Caitlin. She's one of our pilots. She's kind of my cargo pilot. She can go and pick up planes and all that stuff. She flew. I had her go down and take the Barren back to actually up to Raleigh, KRDU. And the reason I wanted to do that is we had that flight. There's that flight going down to Hilton Head, and that's where I wanted to create a base down here in Hilton Head, KHXD. And so I thought that would be a great opportunity because otherwise we'd have to just basically ferry the plane up there. So I think that's really good. So we'll do the actual paying job, although she basically ferried it further. But at least this way we'll get a little bit of money because it didn't cost $6,500 to ferry it up there. So we'll get a little bit of money back, and when we go down there, we'll go ahead and create the base. So I've already got the job right here, as you can see. It's about 239 nautical miles. That one last night was about 250, so it's just about the same. Just a little shorter. Let's go here to accepted job. Let's go ahead and fly this thing. It's only got about 6 hours left. So we got enough time. Not too much time to screw around. Aircraft parts. It's 296 and what was it? 234. So we should have plenty of fuel. Get this thing loaded up. Alright, there we go. Switch this over to VFR, even though we don't switch it back. Let's go up to, well, we'll go to 10.5 again. Just got to remember to lean it out some more. All right, 7 p.m. Let's go ahead and move that back to like 3 p.m. Then I'll put it about at 10:30 or so. Last position, no, because it's Raleigh, Durham. We didn't fly it there. I'm afraid the parking is gonna probably come up in a crappy area though, because I don't have the scenery imported into Air Hauler 2. I just use it in FSX and never bother to import it. Because with my scenery library, I take stuff in and out all the time because I don't want everything loaded. So, and if you import it, because it scans it, you can't just put it in and out. It would be kind of nice if you could with Air Hauler 2, but it scans through everything. So if you take something out, then it's going to disappear. And then the next time you got to put it in, you got to scan it again. So it's just kind of a pain. But that's all right. We'll be somewhere. Alright, with that, we'll go ahead and load the plane. Alright, everybody, here we are in our plane. Look where, I know it was going to put us in a bad place, but it was even worse than I was thinking. We're like in between a building and a fence. Remember last time, like, put us on the other side of a fence. That's an interesting looking plane. I have no idea what livery is that. I have no idea. That's interesting looking. I don't know if it's good or bad. Let's go ahead and we'll get this thing started up. Get rid of this yoke. Alright. Mixture control. Full rich. Oh, by the way, since it misses a few things, I'm going to go ahead. Well, and this should be off. It always starts with it like that. So go ahead and open the cowl flaps. And also, while I'm down here, I almost forgot to turn on the beacon and the battery. It doesn't tell you that in the procedures. I don't know why. Alright, prop control, high RPM. And let's see. Throttle, full open. And we'll turn on the fuel boost. Goes to a peak, and so we'll turn that off. Close this, and then about a ½ inch or so, we'll go ahead and get this thing started up. By the way, parking brake, that's always important. Glad I caught that. And 800 to 900 on the RPM. Let me bring that back down. And we need fuel, oil pressure. We do have oil pressure. You can see it's there in the green. That's good. $800 to 900 on the RPM. Bring it down just a little bit more. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and turn the alternator on. Let's see down here. We do have, what was it? The minimum one is about 28. And so that's about what we've got, so that's good. I don't see anything on the load, though. That was kind of like last time. Red start annunciator. Light. Check. Should be illuminated start and extinguish after start. It says low bus volts, which is kind of surprising. We better start it up. Alright, so let's go ahead and we'll go to the left engine. Mixture control, full rich. Prop goes to high RPM. Throttle, full open. Turn on the boost pump here. Hit its peak, turn that off. Or bring this all the way down, then open it up just about a ½ inch or so. You can see that start came on, and now it comes off as it's started up. Take this to about 800 or 900 as well. And we have oil pressure as well on this one right here. It's in the green. It's weird it says low bus volts too, because like I said, we saw it down here. It's actually high. Alright, let's go ahead and turn the alternator on, and it goes off as we hit that. So we've got our 28 volts. That annunciator went off, so that all looks good. After starting in taxi, I'm going to go ahead and turn my nav light on. I was going to say that. I'm going to do that. So we turn on our avionics master switch. External lights as required. I've seen people, there's a video on YouTube of an actual Baron starting on, but he did turn his beacon, I gotta say, on and stuff after he started, so I don't know. Let's go ahead and turn on our pitot heat, stall warn heat. It says surface auto, so I think prop and windshield, it goes to auto, I believe, because it's got manual off and surfaces as auto, so it's only got actually 2 positions though. Alright, come up here. I'm gonna move this, go ahead to 10.5. Oh, I didn't show FS Commander. Sometimes I just kind of run through stuff and I forget it. Let's go ahead and turn this stuff on. Although I'll go ahead and pop this out because you got to turn it on again, and you got to mess with the messages again. Alright, so those are off. Bring this one back to the mat. Now I'll turn them off here. And turn that to map. And all the messages are off. We're going to take off on runway 22 left. That's a heading of 234 degrees. 234. Alright, let's go ahead and ready to taxi. So let me flip that taxi light on. Alright, had to mute my mic for a second. Alright, I've got my yoke back. Alright, let's go ahead and taxi on over. Now, it doesn't say to lean the mixture out. I talked about that last time. I don't know if I should be leaning that out or not. Looks like we got a couple planes down there. The closest place right here to get on the runway we can take, because I know that we know Raleigh, Durham, and there's plenty of room over there. That guy taking off. Oh, actually, there's an entrance right here. I'll go down to the next one. That's one of those angled ones. I hate those. Yeah, we got plenty of room. We'll go up to this one right here. See, look at that plane to the left, that livery. What in the world is that? It's Southwest? But it's all like multicolored. That is just a funky looking plane. It must be one of those special ones, because I don't know that I particularly like that. One of the nice things about this flight, we're literally just going to fly down and straight in, which is pretty nice, so we can just do that. We line up perfectly. It's like off by 1 degree. See, I think this is one of the, is this one of those angled ones again? No, it's straight. Alright, so this is 23 left. And we're stopping right here. Okay, throw on the parking brake and get rid of the yoke again. And we'll do a run up here. Parking brake is set. All instruments checked. We do have good suction. I never talked about that before, although it never has. But it looks like everything is already set. We've got our altimeter set. Heading is set. Transponder is on, but I don't think it has to be on just yet. I can't hit 1200. 1200. Alright. We won't worry about that for a second. Alright, so throttle's going to take the RPMs up to 2200. The plane is actually skidding, by the way. Let's hurry up and do this. Prop sync should be off. I already had it off. I turned it on. RPM drop. RPM drop. By the way, we end up way over 2200. Maybe that's why we were skidding. We actually had it higher. Right there's about 2200. Now we're stopped. Damn it. Throttle's 1700. Come on down, RPM. Wait, it's the second gauge from the top right here. That looks about 1700. So let's check the mags. That looks good. Left engine. That looks good as well. Alright, that's all good. Let's go ahead and put the flaps out. Let's go over here. Let's go ahead and turn that on. Strobe, landing lights. Just checking everything. It looks good. Parking brake is off. Alright, let's go flying. We'll leave prop sync off until we get it good in the air. Airspeed's alive. And I'm really fighting her to get over to the right. Back online. Let's go ahead and rotate. Tapping the brakes. We have positive rate, so gear's coming up. Airspeed looks good. We can go ahead and retract the flaps. By the way, scenery is extremely dense for both. Fully to the right. Let's go ahead and head out to the left here. Nose is really coming up, almost 2,000 feet a minute. Right there. vector is about 1,500 feet a minute. That looks pretty good. Looks like we got a little bit of conditions here. The rain and everything. Let's go ahead down here. How is the taxi light? Oh, maybe that because of the landing lights, perhaps. Or is it the strobes? I can't remember which one does that. Notice came up again on me. Trim it down. See, I don't know how to start that. Guess you could do it. I guess I could hit start. That might help. I thought it might automatically start when I hit altitude, but no. Let's set this back up. We had it last time. Autopilot, so flight director, and make sure yaw damper comes on as well. Oh, we can't arm it for the altitude. Vertical speed. Let's go ahead hit navigation. We got to put this in GPS. Almost forgot about that. I think we should have already hit altitude and then moved it up, because that's when it arms it. I don't quite understand that myself. 10.5 and vertical speed. Put it back to 1,000. It is coming back to 1,000. That's good. All right, let me bring these RPMs back to about 25. Actually, I'm going to keep full power. Pretty like that. Wish I could bring those back at the same time, but I can't because I don't use my yoke and everything, my Cytec setup. Let's go ahead and start leaning her out. Go ahead and put it to 90. She won't climb much better as we do that. Go ahead and put it to 80. Yesterday, when I was leaning her out, you could hear the engines pick up their power too, so it is really important that we do that. I had just waited until we got to our cruising altitude to do it. Trying to get up into these clouds. I don't know that 10.5 will put us above them. Might put us right in them. Might need to come down a little bit. We're about to get into them right here. Actually, we're in a little bit of clouds right now. I have a feeling 10.5 might put us right in them. $75. Everything looks good. See, so if I turn the landing off, can I turn it? Nope. I think is it the strobes? Nope. I don't know what keeps that down. The other thing I wonder right now as well is the prop sync. I don't know if we should have that already or not. Alright, so with my vertical speed, I'm going to go ahead and move it down to 700 feet a minute. Our desired track is 213. Might actually be what we're doing. 212. By the way, the landing out there is 215. No, sorry, 213. I'm gonna move my course to that. So it's basically like literally like a straight line almost. We can literally just come straight in. There is a localizer, and that localizer is 111.3. All of a sudden I can't move that. That's weird, I can't move that sometimes. move it like, cause that's, I can't move, that's odd. I can't move the outer, so I'm not sure how the hell I'm supposed to change that. Coming up on 7,500. I may just say go to like 8,500. The clouds. I can't remember how to move. There we go. 111.3. There we go. Kind of weird how they do that. Yeah, I think 8,500 will keep us just below the clouds. So you can really hear the engines picking up. And I usually don't put it below 30. So even though the EGT will show that you can keep on going. Right there, it's at 531. Just got about 400 feet to go. And we'll level out. And I'll probably set on the cruise, set our power back to 80% again. That didn't work too bad last time. Yeah, that keeps us just below the clouds, so we should be good here, 8,500. I'm going to go ahead and close the cowl flaps. And let's throttle back to 80. Go. There's 80 right there. Make sure. And at 82. There we go. There's 80. Let's look at the EGT. See what this says real quick. Come on, don't do that. 423. Let's see, it goes up to 434 immediately. It's almost like it's pre-programmed. You can hear the engine pick up a little bit. 446. 459. And it'll just keep going up. See 474. But see, we're at 30%. I'm not going to put any lower than that. At some point, you know, you're going to get too leaned out and something bad's going to happen. I'm going to go ahead and turn my prop sync on. Yeah, alright. So move that. So with that, we don't have too far to go, to about 216 more miles. Doesn't tell us anything about the time. But I'm going to go ahead and speed on up, everybody, and we'll be back in just a little bit. Alright everybody, slowing it down to normal speed. You can see we're about 14 miles out. Should probably speed up our descent a little bit. But it's 900. We can pull back on the power as well. Reset my altimeter. You see we're coming over. I have switched it. We're on heading mode right now on the autopilot. So we get over here, when we're lined up, we'll hit nav again. Although it's just a localizer, it's not ILS. I'm going to go ahead and hit nav, see if she'll line us up. We're 12 miles out. Let's hit up ATC. KHXD right there. Oh, see, they got a tower. There's another place here as well. Salty Fair Landing. I feel like that's in South Carolina or Hilton Head as well. I can't remember. We're about 10 miles out, 11 right here. Let's speed up on the descent just a little bit. There's that gear warning because of the throttle. I'm trying to find the place where... Come on, thing. There's a flash up there somewhere. 10 miles out. Coming up on 2,000 feet. We're full on the mixture, high RPM. Prop sync is off. So everything looks good here. Going down to 1,000 feet. We can actually slow that descent down now. 9 miles out. I'm going to put this to 1,200 feet. Don't see the airport just yet. Heading is for the runways 213. Put that. So let's see it. It looks like it's going to be on the right side. Although actually I guess we're going to go over the water and it'll be on the other side. Oh, there it is. Increasing the power because we're about to level out. You can see it says we're already low. So that's why I put it up to 1,200. Here we go. Gear coming down. Let me go ahead and get that off the screen. I'll take this off piece by piece just to make sure it fully goes off. It didn't feel like it did last time. We got to remember this time to keep the friggin' maybe that goes off with the gear, I don't know. Gotta keep that speed up this time. Don't want to crash her. Looks good so far. Speed is alright. Could actually have full flaps out now if we want. I'm just waiting to get a little bit closer so we start getting the flaps out. Bring this up. Where is Salty Fair? Maybe it isn't on Hilton Head. I thought it was though. Could be wrong. Good old Hilton Head. I guess we'll have our base here. Can't have huge planes here. That's the only problem. Maybe it'll just be a temporary base for a while or something. Switch it up a little bit. Yeah, we're coming on down on the glide slope. Actually, let me get altitude hold off here. That's to about 2,000. I'm going to go ahead and take everything off. Reset my view. That'll get that off. Bring down the power a little bit. We're getting blown out to the left, as you can see. Let's get back on it here. Looks like we're a little bit back on it, but getting a little high. So I'll bring down the power. And we're getting blown over to the left a lot. And still to the left. I'm trying to fight it off a little bit. It's a nice brisk little wind. See, now we're actually getting even higher. Coming off the power a little bit more. Going to go ahead and go to full flaps. Actually, I guess there's 3 notches. Now we're at full flaps. I'm going to put just a little more power in because that's speed. If anything, we'll probably in this flight will land a little quicker. Add a little more power to slow the descent. Looks like we're getting still blown a little to the left here. Looks like it's been raining here. Fly her down to the runway. And off the power. And we're down. So smooth. Man, I'm getting over to the left. Because somebody informed me, I think it was my X-Plane 11, that with twins, you actually fly it down to the runway with power. You don't. It's not like a single engine where you let off the power at the threshold. So you actually do fly it down to the runway. All right, let's see. I thought the main buildings were over to my right. So let me just hold here for a second. Actually, let's go ahead and before we do anything, landing lights. Strobes can go off. And let me open up the cow flaps. Let's look outside. See, I thought that those were actually the main buildings over there. So you've got fuel up over here. Well, there's parking areas over here. So I guess you could go to either side. We'll go straight across here. Hit altitude to turn the transponder off, I guess. Stop for a second. I don't know what 195 means. I thought it went by hour. What the hell is 95? Is that an hour and 35 minutes? But then what's the 1 for? I don't quite understand that. Yeah, much better landing. Much better landing. Alright, we'll park her right here. Redeemed ourselves here on the landing. Yoke coming off. Parking brake coming on. We can go down here and I know turn this taxi lap. I'm going to go ahead and turn the nav off as well. Alright, so let's go to shutdown. Parking brake is set. Propellers are in high RPM. It says throttle's around 1,000 RPM, so for some reason we need to add power to it. That's kind of weird. Fuel boost pumps are off. Electrical and avionics equipment call comes off. So that's off. I'll go ahead and turn on the avionics master switch off. Mixture controls, now we'll go to idle cutoff. Magneto start switches go off. Battery and alternator switches off. I'm going to go ahead and turn the beacon off as well, and this stuff. I guess we could turn that off with electrical equipment. Battery goes off. And it looks like everything is off. I don't know how those are lit up. The battery's off, so it doesn't have any power. I'm going to pull that back as well. Let's go over to Hauler 2. Let's go ahead and unload this stuff. Okay, stop the flight monitoring. Alright, so we took off at 3:34, landed at 5:08. It was an hour 34 minutes. I need to pause hit my mic for a second. Alright, back takeoff fuel, 269 pounds, landed with 88. So used a lot more, it seems like. Max altitude, 8,501 feet. Max pitch, negative 8.62. Max roll, 14.37. Max speed, 179.77 knots. Minimum G, 0.89. Minimum G, see 0. Max G is 1.18. Max G, see 0. Seems like last time it was 9.9 or something. Stall false, overspeed false. Landing description smooth. Gear down true, land on asphalt. No damage to the runway, no damage to the plane. Came down to a soft 87.44 feet a minute. Landing speed 77.55 knots. Landing pitch negative 3.2. Landing roll negative 0.97. Heading was 211. Wind speed 10 in the direction of 199. We'll say okay to that. Now I gotta remember how exactly we open up a base. Company information. It's not personal info, I'm sure. Because that's the typewriting. Because I think I had a problem with this before, finding out how to do it. Stock market management. It seems like it was company information, bases. Here we go, open base. It's such a small little tab. Well, actually, what is that? It'll let us do it either one of those, which is weird. I think Beaufort is actually a little bit bigger, but I don't want to go to Beaufort. I want Hilton Head. Beaufort is on the mainland, by the way. I don't see anything about runways, but I'm pretty sure longest runway 1,294 meters. Oh, Hilton Head actually is a little bit longer. I thought Beaufort was. It says ILS-1, but it's really just a localizer here at Hilton Head. Hilton Head's a little bit cheaper for the opening, a little more expensive barely on the rental. Hilton Head it is. 110,000 monthly rental, 13,700. It'll take, of course, what, 3 days? Today's the 30th. So you got one. Wait, it's only 24 hours? Maybe it depends on how big the airport is, because I thought it was like 3 days, but apparently it's only one. Let's go ahead and open her on up. And it's about time to do some more passenger flights. I've got, see, the old Cherokee is still a cargo. I can switch that over. I had that Rice Miller guy flying that. We could switch it over to passenger. Those stationary G1000 is still cargo. We could put that into passenger. We could have 2 more passenger flights. Because, man, I'm telling you, those are just racking up the money. It's crazy. And it's such a good addition to the game. It's such a good addition to the game that they did that. I'm so happy about that. KHXD, by the way. 220. Paying 66. That's not bad. Come on now. Apparently there's one going there as well. Because there's this. I don't know what this is. And I've clicked it, but it still didn't come up. What in the world? That's very odd. 30 GA down in Georgia. $30 GA? That's FD71 right there. Where the hell's 30 GA? This is 30 GA. Why is it clicking the other one? I don't understand. Alright. Well, I probably won't do that because I got to go back to work tomorrow for a few days. I'll be back like right when that expires. I'll have a day off. Alright, but alright. That looks pretty good. I'll probably hire a couple pilots Well, actually, several pilots, because we're getting at least 3 on each plane. I've only got 1 for each plane, probably, of those for the passenger flights. So we'll probably hire like 4 more. Get those going. It'll be good because this is Friday. I like to get them started on Monday through Saturday morning, so that'll be good. But yeah, that's going to be it for this episode, everybody. Hope you all did enjoy it. We didn't crash it this time. I'll see you guys on the next flight.